Welcome back, guys. Today, in this session, we'll talk about the building block of a language, the building block of English language, that is, words. Now, as we have been hearing since our childhood, I don't. People say that I don't have words. I don't know this word. I don't know that word. That is, to a greater extent, not very correct. Now, to be able to understand words and use it effectively, we require practice. We ourselves do not know how many words do we actually know. I will just give you an exercise to do. Try to sit back and try to recall words or try to write it down. You will keep writing is as long as you want it, because we have never tried to do that. Now, why are we not able to use the words actually at the exact point of time? Because what happened, we have not practiced it enough, and that's why that it doesn't come in our mind automatically. Actually, what happens, like, there are two types of memory in our mind. One is a short term memory and the other is long term memory. So what happens when we do not use a thing for 48 to 70 hours, 2 hours, it goes back to a long term memory. So it's, we don't have to go behind words, so go after it, like I have to, you mug up the whole dictionary, you'll not be able to do anything. But then how to be able to use the words correctly in relevance, in totality, in respect to phrases, in respect to sentences, in respect to giving speeches, that is very important. So the most important aspect is to be able to understand the words correctly. We'll be talking about the etymology and how to develop vocabulary in the latter part of it, but our first target here would be to able to understand what kind of word, what is the function of this word. So somebody asks you how many words are there, you say, like, there are a lot of words, and every now and then new words keep coming. That is a right thing to say. Selfie was a word that was invented, that was rather discovered, or whatever you can call it, with with the use of social media or the front camera. Before that, nobody used it. So words keep coming. Whenever a new words come, the exact term for that word is like coinage of a new word. So people say that a lot of words exist in English language, and every now and then new words keep coming. They keep coming, adding to the dictionary. And I would just, for your knowledge, would like to tell you the longest word in English language. It's pneumono ultra microscopic silicoval canoconiosis. It's basically the name of a lung disease which is caused by the inhalation of zinc sulfate. Before that, the longest word was flossy nosy inhalipilification, the meaning of which is worthless. So that's just for your information. Like, the longest word has got almost 44 to 45 letters. Okay, so and which is the smallest word in English? That is I. I is a letter as well as a word. Now it becomes very important, like when you try to see around yourself, you see, for example, the place I am sitting, I also see a lot of words. So you also go and try to have a look around your places. You'll see a lot of words. For example, you see, if you are sitting in a room, you'll say door, you'll say chair, you'll say table, you'll say mobile, you'll say charger, you'll say socket, you'll say bed sheet, you'll say pillow, you'll say pillow cover, you'll say lamp, table lamp, mirror. A lot of things would keep coming to your mind. A lot of words are there. Now every word has got certain function. For example, if I say mobile, I've got a mobile in my hand. So when the word mobile is spoken, a picture comes to your mind. Okay, what is a mobile? Similarly, if you say shirt, you'll say spectacles, you'll say anything. So there are words which will give you a picture. So every word has got a function. So according to the function, words have been divided into 8 categories, which are noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, adverb, preposition, conjunction, and interjection. These are altogether 8 kinds of words. So whatever words you see around you or whatever words you listen, they will be falling into these 8 categories. Some can be a noun, some can be a pronoun, some can be a verb, some can be an adjective. For example, I am doing something right now. I'm doing an action, I'm speaking, so that is a kind of a verb. You people are listening to me, that is a verb. So similarly, every word that you think of will fall into these 8 categories. In the past time, we used to talk about another parts of speech, that is determiners, but that now comes into the category of adjectives, because that also does the same function that an adjective does. So we'll try to know these different kinds of words individually. So noun, anything, basic naming words are known as noun. Anything that can give you a name of it. For example, I say pillow is there, I say books are there, bottle is there. Anything that gives you a name, that gives you a picture. Okay, if I say this word, this is the picture, this is how it looks like. A man, a boy, a teacher, a doctor. So it is how it looks like. That is your noun. Now the second is pronoun. So the words which are used in place of noun are known as pronouns. For example, if I say Mohan is my friend, so if I want to say something about Mohan again, I'll not be using, I'll say Mohan is my friend, Mohan is a good boy, Mohan lives near my house, Mohan has a car. So instead of using Mohan every time, what we'll be doing, we'll be using pronouns. So we'll say Mohan is my friend, Mohan lives, he lives near my house, he has a car. So the words which come in place of a noun are known as pronouns. So he is there for male gender, she is there, they, it, these, and so onwards. The next word is verb. Now verbs are very important. Without verb, you cannot imagine a sentence. So basically, we'll have to talk about 4 different kinds of verbs that are very important in terms of function. We say helping verb, there is auxiliary verb, we say main verb, then we talk about modal auxiliary verb, and then the other is like causative verb. So we'll be talking about these in detail. So right now, just understand, when we talk in terms of verb, verbs means जो to be, to have और an action, जो होना बता सकता है, रखना बता सकता है, या किसी काम के करने के बारे में बताएगा. For example, I say go, come, run, play, laugh, listen. And one very important point of verbs are that they can be a sentence also, a single. For example, if I say go, it is a kind of an imperative verb. That means if I'm saying somebody go, means I'm ordering somebody to go. I'll say you go. So if verbs can be a sentence. But if I say other parts of a speech, like if I say noun, book, chair, table, I say door, I say friend, it won't give me no sense. Though I'm speaking words individually, they have individual sense. But if I say go, I'm making a sense also. You go, I say come, sit down. So these are imperative verbs as well. So noun is the naming word, pronoun is the word used in place of noun, verb is an action word, or it talks about to be or to have. Then comes your adjective. Adjective is a qualifying word. It qualifies on a noun or a pronoun. For example, if I say boy, boy is a noun, so we say good boy, we say naughty boy, we say best friend. So these are the words which qualify a noun or a pronoun, are known as adjective. Then comes our adverb. Now in the past, almost all the words which qualified a verb or an adjective or an adverb were known as adverbs. For example, we used to say very good, so very was an adverb. We said slowly was an adverb. But in modern grammars, like grammarians, modern grammars put these words like very. The words which qualify verb are known as adverbs, but the verbs which qualify adjective and adverb itself, they are known as intensifiers. For example, we say he's a very good boy. So here very is qualifying the adjective good, so we call very as an intensifier. So verbs in general terms, in a very simplest language, you can understand, adverbs are the verbs which qualifies a verb, an adjective, and itself also. So noun naming words, pronoun used in place of noun, verb action words, adjective qualifying words, adverb verbs which qualify verbs, verbs, adjectives, and adverb. Then you have got preposition. A preposition is a combination of 2 parts, like pre and position. So prepositions are words which come before a noun or a pronoun to show its relation with other parts of speech. So generally preposition क्या होता है कि वो एक ऐसे वर्ड होते हैं जो किसी नाउन प्रोनाउन के पहले आके उसका रिलेशन दूसरे नाउन या प्रोनाउन से बताते हैं. For example, if I say I have a mobile phone in my hand. So mobile phone in my hand. So in is trying to relate mobile, that is talking about the position of mobile, that the mobile is in my hand. So generally we need to understand prepositions are word which comes before a noun or a pronoun to show its relation with some other parts of adjective. Now to what context these prepositions relate to? So prepositions generally relate in terms of places, in terms of time, in terms of distance, in terms of position. You'll say the book is on the table. You say the fan is over my head. You say, I wake up at 2 o'clock. So time at 2 o'clock, position on the table, position over my head. So prepositions will talk in terms of time, position in terms of time, in terms of position, in terms of place. I live at Patna. I live at Alamganj in Patna. He lives at Lakshmi Nagar in Delhi. So position, place, all these aspects. Then you have got conjunction. Conjunctions are just joining words. They join two words, two phrases, two parts of sentences. I eat bread and butter. So and is a conjunction. You or your brother can come. So or is a conjunction. You say people have come here because they want to meet you. You have done well. So now people will applaud you. So these are the words, like for example and, or, so, because, therefore, all these words are known as interjections. And the last word is interjection. Interjections are basically words which show emotion of surprise, sorrow, sadness. For example, we say, hurrah, we won the match. Alas, a person in my neighborhood died. So alas, hurrah, ouch, oh, all these words are interjections. Now, what I'll be giving you a list of sentences, and I would like you all to identify each word as different parts of each speech from the following sentences. I'll give you one example. My first sentence is, Mohan is a very good boy. Mohan is a very good boy. So how many words are there? Mohan is a very good boy. So there are 6 words. So Mohan, noun, is verb, it is qualifying, it's a kind of an adjective. So it's qualifying noun. Very, qualifying good, adverb. Good, adjective, boy, noun. Sorry, I missed about article and determiners. So now in the past we used to study determiners separately, like articles are there and then some vary. So which articles were basically a and the, and determiners were which talked about number and quantity. So these are also come in the category of adjectives. So when we say a and the, they are kind of adjectives, they are article adjectives. We say some, many, much, these are all determiners. So I'll give you another example. So the question is, you have to identify each word as different parts of a speech. So my other sentence is, doctors are very helpful. Doctors are very helpful. So doctors, noun, are verb, very helpful. So adjective, very is adverb, helpful is adjective. Alright, so this is how you have to identify each word as different parts of a speech. So here goes the list. I hope you have solved all the sentences that I asked you. Here is the answer. You can check your answers and then you can ask me if you have any question. Now in the next video we'll be talking about sentences, wherein we'll talk about different kinds of verbs also. Thank you. We'll be back.